So this weekend, I went fishing with my daughters. I baited the hooks, I stringed the poles, I casted the poles, I caught the fish. The last 5 seconds, my daughter reels it in. My wife says, "Oh, wow, you caught a fish. So nice. You're so good at fishing." Everyone sees the picture. "Oh, wow, you're so good at catching fish. This is absolutely amazing." And it thought to me, this had to have been exactly how Saquon Barkley felt the entire season every time the Eagles got to the red zone. What is up, my dudes? Today's episode, I am joined by Seth and Jordan. We have our dark horse. How would you say this, Jordan? Dark horses to finish number one at their fantasy position. Is that the right
or
way?
like long shots to finish number one overall at their position.
Dark horses, kind of the guys.
Hold on, Trent. You didn't even. We have football this week. You didn't even bring that up. Like, come on, dude. We
Hall
have
of Fame
football
game?
this week. Hall of Fame game. We're like 6 weeks away from the regular season starting. Like, come on, dude.
True,
like,
yeah.
dude, I'll be honest. I watch QB. I watch quarterback. The quarterback show on Netflix today. I watched about 3 to 4 episodes. I'm in the middle of like 20 slow drafts on Underdog.
You did all the slow.
Like, yeah, I did.
You did
20.
all slow drafts. Oh wow!
Because I didn't. It was the 20 max, and they've been filling like crazy. So I just did 20. I just reserved 20 slow drafts, and I don't know. Like, I kind of like the slow drafts. I do feel like the edge might be less just because people have more time to think about it. But
you can phone a friend or whatever.
Yeah, I do like the slow drafts. I did a couple on DK today. Dude, I'm ready to go. Like, I'm actually getting excited for NFL. Today, like watching that show on Netflix, pumped me up, man. I gotta watch like clips of the Buccaneers Falcons game from last year, the Bengals Ravens games. Like, dude, I'm ready to go. Let's the Lions just demolishing every team, you know. Dude, I'm ready to go. It's gonna be a fun 5-6 weeks.
Who do we have? Hall of Fame game. It is Chargers and Titans. Is that who that is? I can't remember who the Hall of Fame game is.
Lions, I'm pretty sure.
Lions and Chargers. Yeah, I'm a little out of it. Are
the Lions going to come out with their starters and just pummel them for a quarter?
No, well, we get the Hendon
Hooker.
Cool. Hendon Hooker probably get us to watch Hendon Hooker play a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
So,
might be some.
I'm excited, man.
Yeah, I've been a little under the weather, kind of been out of it today, but yeah, I definitely missed it right there with having football this week. I don't.
We got college football in like 3 weeks. I'm sorry, I'm really excited today.
High school football
ready to
too.
So
that's big time.
Yeah.
So Seth, time.
Yeah, we're almost there. We got draft. We are days away from draft month, which is really the craziest time of the year for football fans, I would say. We got all the drafts coming. You got to get your food ready, your draft parties ready, your sleeper picks. We got dark horses today. So today's episode is brought to you by our friends over at Trophy Smack. Head over to trophysmack.com/dudes, 15% off your whole entire orders, guys. They got some nice, sweet chains that was went on last week's episode. I'll probably bring that out again at some point. Trophies, everything, participation ribbons, customize all the trophies you want there. So guys, we have our dark horses. Seth, you kind of want to throw this around everybody here, so
make sure your trophies come in time. Yeah, so this episode we're doing some dark horse winners for 2025. So we had Jordan and Trent each pick out a quarterback, a running back, and a wide receiver. I guess you can kind of look at this as a way as like, sure, these guys are probably not going to finish number one at their position. But I mean, I would say it's possible they can. But I think it's more likely, hey, these guys are going to be league winners for you. These might be guys that you are willing to take a chance on in a later round where other guys might, pass them up. Or maybe it's one of those, hey, this is a round early, but I'm going to grab this guy because I think he can do more than what he's projected to do. So I guess we can go right into quarterback, and I want to start with Jordan on this one because this one seems the most off-brand to me.
Yeah, I was excited to kind of go at Trent. Like, Dude, I think Dak Prescott, like, obviously it's a long shot, right? But Dak has flashed this type of ceiling before. He comes in off the injury. He seems fully healthy. They added George Pickens to the CD Lamb. Got a little worried today with Tyler Guyton when I thought he tore his ACL. False
Is he
alarm.
okay?
He's
Okay.
gonna be
All
out
right.
4 to 6 weeks, it sounds like. So but still, like, it's better than a torn ACL. But like Dak, like, so in 2023, he was number 4. In 2019, he was number 3 overall. So he's flashed like some ceiling, to where I think if he can stay healthy, like, they're gonna sling the rock. I have no faith in their running game with Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders and
Blue.
Jaden Blue at a tech. Like, it seems like it's a mess. They don't have, like, even like Dowdle and Zeke were pretty solid for them last year. So, but I think they're gonna really sling it. And I like Dak a lot this year. I like CD. I think Pickens is interesting. I think Ferguson is fine where he's going. So I'm trying to be a little bit high on this Cowboys offense. And in turn, that leads me to like, man, I think Dak has a real shot just because, especially if they're not good. Like, if the Cowboys are not or they're in competitive games or behind and they're having to throw, I don't see this Cowboys team getting out to like huge leads. So, yeah, I'm excited for this Cowboys offense, and I think Dak, I think he has a real shot to be like a top 5 fantasy QB this year. He's done it before. He did it a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Well,
Yeah.
One thing I like about that, Jordan, is he's not being drafted as a top 5 quarterback. So like you could get Dak really late in a draft, and I don't think that's going to be a quarterback much people are going to reach on either. So that might be kind of guy just a fall to you, and I think you'd be pretty happy.
Well, I
if you
think in
got with that,
redraft, in
yeah,
a redraft you can get
for
him like
sure.
super late.
Yeah. QB
Yeah.
13 in best ball right now, and
Yeah,
on
and if you
Underdog.
think he's going to finish top 5, like, I mean, would you be trying to draft any other quarterback? No, probably, right?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, in redraft, I'm only drafting one quarterback anyway. So
That's what I'm saying. You wouldn't be trying to draft any other quarterback besides
no,
Dak,
I
is
just
what I'm
wait,
saying.
And
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I think there's a lot of quarterbacks down there that I think you can kind of are interesting.
He's going 2 spots ahead of Jared Goff on Underdog right now. Jared Goff is at QB 15, Dak's at 13, Drake May QB 14.
I'll just tell you, Trent, I'm gonna have a lot of Goff and Dak in my 20 max.
No,
I'm almost positive.
that seems like the sweet
because
spot.
The way I've
right
drafted, man, I have a lot of CD, and so I want to pair, Dak with CD.
Yeah.
So every single time.
Well, and Dak has kind of historically been like an every other year kind of QB, whereas like has really good years one year, then he's just okay or injured the following year. He's kind of on a every other year pattern for whatever reason.
He's kind of on
really
one of
make
those
sense to me.
trends,
Yeah. And
Trent,
defense hasn't
Go
been
ahead.
great. Defense probably won't be great. Seems like there's a ton of drama about Micah Parsons that the Jones maybe could handle a little bit better than how they kind of publicly. I don't know if it was Stephen Jones or Jerry Jones that like the reporter asked him like, "Hey, did you hear the chants for Micah Parsons today?" And to pay Parsons, he said, "Yeah, it wasn't quite as loud as it was last year for CD Lamb." It's just a lot of just like a lot of like weird. It's just a weird dynamic over there. I'm sure they'll pay him way more than they should, but yeah, they just paid Ferguson a bunch. Is Ferguson the highest paid tight end now? Jordan, he's got to be up there.
It's got to be up
way.
There.
He got
I don't
paid
think he's highest paid though.
I'm gonna look up highest paid, or maybe you look that up while I'm doing this one. Throw it over to me, Seth.
Yeah. So Trent, this one seems a little more brand on for you, but you can talk about your QB here.
Yeah, I have Caleb Williams, and I hate that this seems like on brand for me, Seth, because I don't think I'm like a Caleb.
You were saying
Williams.
this last year, though.
I think
similar,
he should be
not
good.
not this high of praise, but similar.
No, not this high, but yeah, to say brand, I don't know about that. But I have Caleb Williams here.
Well, you did paint your fingernails, so
they are not painted.
Oh.
Caleb Williams had 5 games where he finished a top 6 fantasy quarterback last year. Those games happened when he was also played well in real life, but I think he finished a lot outside the top 18. So very, roller coaster with Caleb Williams. I think there's a lot of hope that he can improve this year. Bears, adding Ben Johnson, rookie tight end Colson Loveland, rookie receiver Luther Burden III. They added Joe Tooney, to help out the offensive line. I know Johnson likes running the ball a lot. He did that a lot in Detroit, and I think he's going to do that with Chicago as well. But I think that's going to open up for Caleb Williams even more. Caleb Williams was getting sacked 10% of plays last year. I think Ben Johnson will get, a little bit more, yak, like shorter yak, not yak, sorry, where he can get the ball to guys in space, make him make some plays. I think Ben Johnson's going to put Caleb Williams in the spots where he can succeed. His ADP is really nice. I think he's going one spot before Dak. So I think Caleb Williams really could be a top 5 fantasy QB right here. This is my dark horse here, Caleb Williams, and he is on Underdog. He is going QB 12. So
yeah, 12 through 15.
Yeah. So I think with the coach, I think with all the offensive weapons, I did a poll on this on X, Jordan. I don't know if you saw it, but who would you rather have? What fantasy offense do you like better? The Miami Dolphins or the Chicago Bears?
Well, I mean, it's a tough question because I absolutely love one part of the Miami offense, but I think I hate the rest. So, I mean, I like A-Chain too, but I think I like the Bears as a whole. The whole offense, the Bears. But I think my favorite piece of the two offenses is on the Dolphins, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So out of 144 votes, Seth, what do you think? You Dolphins or Bears?
I think I lean Bears this year.
Okay. Yeah. 54% said Dolphins on X, which kind of surprised me. 45% said Bears.
It's because of Tyreek. It's because of Tyreek and A-Chain. It's got to be those two.
Yeah. Yeah. And DJ Moore has always been like a, solid fantasy receiver that no one really gives any credit to also, right? Like he's got to be one of the most he's not flamboyant or anything. He just kind of does his job. So Tyreek Hill has all the antics and stuff he does that probably helps a little bit in the off field, stuff. But yeah, so I got Caleb Williams there. I don't know if there's anything that you're like, absolutely not. I think that he has. So here's another one. Who do you think will have a better supporting cast here? You can't really call JJ McCarthy a rookie, but JJ McCarthy, I think, would have had the best supporting cast ever a rookie quarterback had last year if he would have played.
I mean, he's a rookie quarterback, right?
Yeah, he's not a rookie. He's not a rookie now.
First time, he's first year playing the NFL.
Yeah, but Caleb Williams had probably the best supporting cast ever for a rookie QB. It would have been JJ McCarthy, though, I think, last year. If he would have been close. It'd been close. So, but yeah, I think the offensive line really puts Caleb Williams. It could put him in a new realm here with Ben Johnson, where he can get some stuff done here. And I like that. Looking at the fantasy quarterbacks, I really like that. QB 11 through QB 15 range there.
It's the sweet spot right there.
Yeah.
It's
like Baker at QB 7 and Patrick Mahomes at QB 6. It seems a little rich right there for those guys.
I'm taking a lot of Mahomes, Trent. I found myself the lot
at QB 6. Yeah, it's just happened for you. What are you doing with Rashee Rice, Jordan? I'm taking him, Worthy's starting to get a little high and Rice starting to fall a little bit, but you think he's gonna miss? How much time you think he's gonna miss?
Probably 4 games. That's my guess.
Yeah. All right, Seth, what we got next?
Yeah, if we want to hop over to running back, Trent, we'll go back to you on this one because you have the only rookie on this list.
Yeah, just with the situation of this and how Harbaugh is, I got Hampton. I really like Hampton. The Chargers just signed Slater, paid him a ton of money. They have the 2 best youngest tackles maybe in football. Hampton was one of the fastest college running backs over the last 8 years. Only Breece Hall and Keaton Mitchell had faster times being tracked by PFF. Greg Roman loves running the football. He's known for run-heavy offenses. His former teams, Ravens, Bills, 49ers, all ranked near the top in rushing attempts. Najee's recovering from that eye injury, the little firework incident or whatever that was. So he still needs to learn he's still not getting the reps there. I think this injury Najee had is going to help Hampton get in there, get the early team reps, and to take that spot earlier to where it might not be as much of a committee. But Chargers have one of the best offensive lines. Greg Roman, who likes running the ball, Harbaugh, who likes running the ball. And the Chargers, I don't see, it's just kind of a ball control, run it down your throat. I really think Hampton could have a really big fantasy season here for the Chargers. I don't know if you guys are disagreeing with that, but Harbaugh loves running the football.
Are you not worried about Najee at all?
With the eye injury, I feel like it's going to give Hampton those early season reps a little bit more. Whereas like with Najee first coming in, I was more worried about it, and he'll still probably lose some red zone carries. But I think with him getting injured, and I still think he's a couple weeks out from even practicing, I think it's going to give the edge to Hampton a little bit here because Najee's only a 1 year deal. So.
Yeah, no, I like Hampton. I don't disagree with you. I don't know.
It's hard to gamble on a rookie like that, right?
Yeah, you have to really trust the offense and the line, right? Like you have to. I don't know. It's going to be a lot of volume.
Score enough points
for him to be that high.
You think they score enough points for him?
I just think even if they don't score enough points, he's still going to be getting all those carries because just how Harbaugh calls plays. But yeah, the touchdown equity would be nice. Right now, where he's going, though, I really like it. He's at RB 14. He's going one spot behind Kyren Williams on Underdog Best Ball. I feel like do you feel like that's pretty normal? That seems.
What'd you say? Sorry, I was looking.
He's running back 14 right now.
Underdog. He's going a little high, I think, for me. Like you can get RJ Harvey like at RB like 21, 22. And I feel like they're in similar situations. RJ Harvey's situation might even be a tad bit better with the people behind him. But yeah, I don't know.
I'm shocked to see him going one spot behind Kyren Williams.
Yeah, Kyron's going real low.
Is it just because Devontae Adams and Puka both being there, they think they're going to throw the ball a little bit more there in LA?
I think there's that. I think people are a tad concerned with the depth they have, They drafted 2 running backs in the last 2 years, in Corum and Harquez Hunter. But yeah, I don't know. I think people are more. I also think it's a product of like Puka's going early, Devontae's going in that range, so it's like people I think are taking the receivers, like you said, over Kyren.
You think we get a swing back, Jordan, to what the receivers were? Last year was very like running back heavy, right? Like the running backs kind of went off. Do you think we go back to the receiver, or do you think the NFL is kind of just gravitating more, running more?
I don't know. It's good. It's a good question. I tend to think we go back to the receiver, but I don't know. Things always shift the NFL. So Trent, I was talking about the Harvey versus Hampton thing. Who worries you more as a backup? Dobbins with Harvey or Najee with Hampton?
Oh man. I would say probably Dobbins, because Dobbins I see being more of a goal line, whereas Hampton I still think can be a goal line if you need to be.
I mean,
Harvey's pretty small, right?
Yeah, but I mean,
that's the only reason is just like it's just Harvey. I don't see getting those goal line carries, whereas Najee's going to get some too. But I would say
5'8", 205 for Harvey.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hampton 6 foot 221. So yeah, there's a pretty big size.
And Hampton's, I didn't realize Hampton was as fast as what I was saying. Like PFF has him tracked as being one of the faster running backs in game speed.
Yeah, no, I mean, both those guys, Hampton and Harvey, are 2 of the more explosive running backs in college last year.
Yeah,
I just like the discount you get on Harvey compared to Hampton.
Oh yeah, it's
Harvey
nice
RB 22 or something like that. So
yeah, Harvey. Yeah, Seth, what do we got next here?
Yeah, Jordan, if you want to talk about your guy.
Yeah, I got Bucky Irving here. I think he finished at.
You're high on this guy.
Yeah, I like Bucky a lot. Where did he finish at last year? He finished at RB14 last year. And he really did not, on 207 carries, 1121 last year and 8 touchdowns. He also had a good receiving upside, 4 touchdowns, 47 catches for 392 yards. Sorry, 0 touchdowns. Sorry, I'm looking at a list here. But I think he has upside here. Like, this is an offense that we know they're going to score. They're going to move the ball up and down the field. Their defense probably won't be any good like it usually is. And he really did not. He was an RB14 and really didn't start getting a true workload until those last like 5-6 games. Didn't get 20. Didn't get over didn't get 15 carries until week 12. And then kind of had to went on a tear those last 5 out of 6 games. So he has receiving upside. They like to throw the running backs. He's very explosive. I think he takes the job fully from Rachaad White. I think Rachaad White turns into a true like third down, change of pace running back. I think Bucky's the true workhorse there. I just think in this offense, like, and in that division with like the Saints, whose defense is not going to be good. The Panthers' defense will not be good. The Falcons, they might be okay, but I think there's I think it's one of the weaker divisions when it comes for like matchups. So you get 6 games against those teams. I think Bucky has a shot to really be it. I actually think this one could happen. I think Bucky could be RB1, legitimately. I think there's a world where that happens.
Yeah, Bucky.
I know you're lower on him, Trent.
I'm lower on him.
I don't understand at all. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. No, I think I'm coming around on him. But yeah, you have him like where he could potentially, if he finishes number 1 though, is kind of was thinking like, are the Bucks like a top team in the NFL if he finishes number 1? Like what do we see from the Bucks if they have that Bucky finishing, number 1? Like I feel like they've got to be a higher end team when it's all said and done. Like they were a high end team this past year. I like seeing Baker Mayfield go on a New Heights podcast, and they asked, he said it's not my problem about the Browns anymore.
Here, let's look. So what were you gonna say?
No, I did a poll that I was just gonna bring up if you were looking.
So like Tampa's win total is 9.5. Who's like I think the Niners are like 10.5, I think. What is the Dolphins? The Dolphins are 8.5. Like the Raiders, I know that's win total. I think the Raiders are below that, right? I guess long story short, Trent, I kind of think the Buccaneers like could be solid. Like I think it's hard. It's going to be hard for him to like get over the that Saquon Gibbs Bijan kind of range,
Well, all the wide receivers they have there and playmakers, they can't stack the box, which that has to help them a ton, right?
I do think his receiving upside helps him a ton.
It's huge.
And that's kind of why I think that's where the upside comes in. Like that Christian McCaffrey, that always unlocked his upside, was the receiving part. Where like Saquon doesn't really have that. Bijan, like they act like he has it, but he doesn't really have it. I think he does have it. They don't really use him. I think Gibbs has that receiving upside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But like Trent, like the Lions win total is 10.5. The Bucks is 9.5. There's only a game difference. So like I think like the books think that the Bucks can be a good team. I think the Bucks are probably pretty clear favorites to win their division.
I would think so. Panthers should be a little bit better, and Falcon. There are so many question marks in the NFC South, though. You got Penix, you got Bryce Young, and you got Baker, and then the Saints are just the Saints. Where
Tampa's the -115 favorite. Falcons 230, Panthers 425, Saints 12 to 1 to win. So like, yeah, I don't know. I like this Bucks team. I was trying to look at their schedule. I mean, they got the let's see, Falcons
It should
week
be nice.
1, Texans week 2, Jets, Eagles, Seahawks, Niners, Lions. I mean, they have a tough schedule. So yeah, I mean, but I guess I think Bucky has a shot. I think to be for sure top 5. I think you give one a run at its money.
Yeah.
I think the Bucks
Like
would have to be really good, right? But that's
I think
possible.
they can be though. And it just helps that we'll see how if their defense is actually good this year or not. But I don't know.
I
I
love
just
that.
think
I love that Jordan's gone full circle with Baker Mayfield, Seth. Like it was like 2 years ago where Jordan wasn't liking Baker that much, and now he's just on the Baker train. I feel like.
I've come full circle with a lot of quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Dak, I just said.
Dak, yeah.
Dude,
That's
Jared
true.
Goff. I was the biggest Jared Goff hater, and now he might end up being my most exposed quarterback in best ball this year.
It's
I
true.
mean, the guy's just a machine. It helps that he's in that offense,
Yeah. That was
There's there's some quarterbacks that I've kind of come full circle on, and I think that's part of it though. Is you got to adjust a little bit, right? And you got to see things for what it is, and Baker's been really good.
But he will never trust Derrick Henry.
The real full circle moment will be, Trent, if I come on here next year at this time touting JJ McCarthy, then we really know I've lost
exactly.
it.
Yeah, exactly. Never say never.
Surprised he wasn't on Trent's list. I'll be honest with you.
No, I couldn't go number 1. I did a poll here. I said, who would you guys rather have in fantasy football, James Conner or David Montgomery? What are you guys thinking here? I feel like you're probably just because of draft capital a little later.
Well,
Montgomery.
It's the offense. I think he's still going to score touchdowns.
Yeah, I have full transparency, Trent. I know I came on here I think a month ago and said I didn't like James Conner anymore, but I ended up with a ton of James Conner in best ball so far. So
hit RB20 on underdog.
Yeah.
For starting running back.
I have a lot of those guys. I'm gonna be honest. I have a lot of David Montgomery, a lot of James Conner. I like both of them where they're going. I think there's some nice touchdown equity with both those guys in your RB20s. So like in that 20-25 range. So
and Montgomery at RB25 might be really nice.
It's a nice way. It's a cheap piece to get away of that Lions offense,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you're Conner or Montgomery, Jordan? They're pretty much going in the same spot.
I lean Conner, but wow. Yeah, I don't know. I guess the worry for me, just a slight worry I have with Montgomery's out with the new coordinator. They use Gibbs a little bit more, but I mean, it's not like that coordinator's a brand new guy. He was their passing game coordinator last year. He's been in the building for a while. So,
Seth, you're Montgomery.
Yeah, Montgomery.
You're Conner, Trent?
I think I'm Conner. 64% said Conner, 35% said Montgomery. I thought that'd be a little closer. I didn't think it would be.
Maybe they thinking
I'm fine with either though. Trent,
I don't dislike either. Yeah. So, all right, Seth, who you go to next year?
Ooh, who do I go with here? I kind of want Jordan to go with Tyreek Hill here because he's been a Tyreek Hill guy since.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked Jordan didn't say
reasons.
Calvin Ridley.
No,
honestly,
there's no way.
But they cut Treylon Burks, Jordan.
It doesn't. Yeah,
the target shares would be crazy there. This is the first year you're not in on Ridley.
I mean,
not to be dark horse number 1.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about guys So I mean, here's the thing with Tyreek. He's obviously done it before, right? I mean, actually, he's actually never done it before, believe it or not.
Wow.
In 23, he was wide receiver 2. I don't know if this is PPR. I don't know exactly what I'm looking at, what format, but what I'm looking at on playerprofiler.com has 23. He was wide receiver number 2. In 22, he's wide receiver number 3. 21, wide receiver 6. 2020, wide receiver 2. 2018 wide receiver 4. So I mean he's been in that top 5 a good amount of times. I mean I know he was bad last year, but even in a down year, we all agree it was a down year for him, right?
Yeah.
He still had 81 catches for 959 yards and 6 touchdowns. I mean the year before he had almost 18. He had 1,800 yards, 119 catches, 13 touchdowns. The year before that, 1,700, 119 catches again, 7 touchdowns. Like, again, it's a long shot. Realistically, he's probably pushing that top 8, 7, 8, 6, maybe pushing that top 5. But I have a lot of Tyreek Hill so far in best ball in what I've drafted. He's going to wide receiver 12. Like, I just think it's too low. And again, he has that upside. And I think it sounds like he's healthy. So I just think Tyreek has the most upside. His upside's tremendous, right? So that's kind of my thought process on Tyreek. If he can get a healthy Tua, I think honestly the health of Tua holds him back more than anything else. Obviously his health is important, and he is aging. He's 31, so I'm not. I think that comes into play, but I think Tua's health comes into play more than that. I mean, I just think his upside. But to be fair, like, look down the list of these receivers, man. There's upside galore. So obviously, the chances of him being wide receiver 1 is low. But again, he had one bad year. He was wide receiver 29 last year. What if he was wide receiver like 15 last year? I think people would be viewing him a little bit differently. This time last year, he was being drafted like he could be wide receiver 1.
Yeah, he was getting drafted as like number 2 overall last year.
It was Chase. I think.
Drafts,
I mean, there was
a lot of
the
drafts
4, right?
Yeah,
it was Chase, Jefferson, him, and
no, Jefferson might have been even more discounted, Jordan, because it was Darnold.
ASB was pretty high.
It was it was like there was all.
I think it was
CD,
Hill,
right?
CMC, and Chase were like the three guys.
CD was right there. It was like the 4 wide receivers that kind of Jefferson was the 4th, I think.
Yeah, well, and especially where Hill's going right now. Did you bring up?
He's wide receiver 12.
Yeah, which is
Trent.
is your
I'll
number
just say
2?
this. I have a lot of teams right now with like a Bijan, and then Tyreek Hill as my wide receiver 1, and then Garrett Wilson, and then your guy next, or teams with like CD, Tyreek, Garrett Wilson, CD, Tyreek, the guy you're going to talk about next. Like, I have a lot of teams like that, and I feel pretty good about those teams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So my guy, I got like Tyreek Hill. I as long as he's still able to run fast, I think he's gonna always be intriguing. So for you to tell me that he could finish top 5 would not surprise me at all. Like I think it's there. It's like it all comes down to Tua. Can Tua stay healthy and play? Yeah. And I haven't watched like enough Tua really, but is it like an offensive line thing? Is he just kind of mentally like a little bit more gun shy?
No, he does, like, as far as getting hurt.
Yeah. Like even when he runs and stuff. Yeah.
Trent. He doesn't die. I mean, he dives, he doesn't slide. I do think their backup situation is a little bit better than it's been in past years.
They got Ewers, right?
They have Ewers, but I mean, they signed Zach Wilson. I'm not saying Zach Wilson is anything special. Like, I'm not saying, but I think he's better than what we've seen the last couple years. I mean, it's been pretty bad the last few years when it comes to backup.
Very bad.
Oh, Tyler Huntley wasn't good enough for you, Jordan.
Was it like Skylar? What was it? Skylar White or something?
Thompson?
Yeah, I mean, Skylar.
Skylar White is a guy coaching Pop Warner.
Skylar Thompson.
I think Mike White was there. Trent.
Mike White. That's
Mike
the
White.
The Jet, I think.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Yeah. So my last one here, I've talked about him a lot. I got Marvin Harrison Jr. I have he ended the season strong, catching 11 passes for 159 yards and a touchdown in his last 2 games. Had 114 targets, which was 19th among all wide receivers. However, 45 of those targets were not catchable, and that was the most in the NFL. So he led the NFL in uncatchable passes. So I'm thinking Kyler and him are on the same page this year, a little bit more the same page. So based on trends from players with similar numbers, his catchable target rate should improve quite a bit. Even a small boost would help him a lot with receptions. That would easily have put him in the top 20. Kyler Murray has averaged 18 fantasy points per game every season of his career, which gives Harrison, I think, a strong boost to his QB production here. So I think Harrison's going to be a lot better. He had 8 TDs this past year. I really think the receptions kick in and helps him out. So I got Marvin Harrison as a guy that is going to take that leap here and, potentially be a dark horse to finish in the top. It would really shock me if he finished as number 1, but I think he's for sure like a top 7 fantasy wide receiver this year. And I really like the price, like Jordan was saying, how you have a lot of them, Jordan. I think it's nice. He's at where is he at right now? On Underdog, he's wide receiver 14.
You can get him as your second or even third wide receiver, depending on how you draft, right?
You could potentially get Tyreek Hill, Marvin Harrison on the same team with another wide receiver ahead of him. If you went 3 wide receivers, you could go like Nico Collins, Marvin Harrison, and Tyreek Hill if you wanted to. Not
I'm trying to see like a team. Like I have this team, Trent. I'm just pulling it up right now. Bijan, Tyreek, Marvin Harrison.
Yeah. So you could have, I like that. Start.
Stuff like that. Like there's ways to start. Like, so I don't know, just different.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen I can pull up another one.
With Bijan, what were you starting? Were you like the top 3 with those picks?
Yeah, I think I was 2 or 3. I can't.
And that's really nice getting. That's really nice getting Tyreek that late. If you're on the other end, you could force you a little bit more.
So it's a couple of other guys, Trent, just like that I think are kind of like interesting as like guys. I don't know if they finished number 1, but like I think Worthy has upside, if Mahomes can finally get back there. And it sounds like they're committing to kind of throwing the deep ball more this year. I think a guy who has like crazy upside and he's in that offense that we love with the Lions is Jameson Williams. Like, if it ever just like, and obviously it would come at the expense of Amon-Ra St. Brown and Laporta, right? If he really were to get into that top like 10 at the wide receiver position, probably comes at the expense of some of those guys. And to be honest, probably even the expense of the running backs a little bit too. But man, I'm watching this quarterback show on Netflix and Dan Campbell loves him some Jameson Williams, man. The guy gave Jameson Williams the game ball over Jared Goff when Jared Goff went 18 for 18 in the game.
Yeah.
Like, he loves himself some JMO. And and you can tell the whole team kind of loves that guy. So, and he's been talking Jameson Williams up all summer so far. So I think that's a guy that like, it's probably his last year in Detroit too, because they're probably not going to want to pay him what he's worth. And I think he's going to hit the free agent market and get paid a ton. Yeah. So I could see Dan Campbell I don't know. I just have a feeling that Jameson Williams, I don't love where he's going in best ball, to be honest, but I've forced some of him just because I need to. Yeah. Last year we were getting him in like wide receiver 50, and it was just like stealing money from a baby. But
and also you have to think of just the whole like Jameson Williams. Like, what has he had? He's had the gambling thing in the locker room. He's not a guy that you really want to pay a ton of money to, probably either. Even though as good as he is, but
Dan Campbell looks at him like like a father looks at their son, where they can do no wrong. There's nothing they wouldn't do that wouldn't. Dan Campbell, I think, is like that with Jameson Williams. Anything that guy could do.
Did he draft Jameson Williams, or was that the?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I wasn't sure if it was him or the coach before.
I think he might have been in their first. Was he in their first draft class? No, Amon-Ra was in their first draft class.
Yeah, him and Goff. Are him and Amon-Ra in the same class?
Who?
No, Amon-Ra was drafted, I think, Goff's first year in Detroit.
All right.
He was 2022, so I think maybe 2 years later, 1 year later, or in their second year, 1 year after Amon-Ra. Yeah. So I don't know. I think that's a guy that I think like his upside's tremendous, right? So I'm trying to think of other guys. Like I think Garrett Wilson has a chance to really break in that top 5. Trent,
I almost put Garrett Wilson on my list. Yeah. Other guy is doesn't really like not really a dark horse, but like if Joe Mixon's out, right? Joe Mixon has some kind of injury right now, right? Am I thinking of that?
Yeah, I don't really know
So
when
it
he's
looks
going to
like
be back.
it's looking like Nick Chubb's going to be the guy there for a little bit.
But here's my
Right? He's
issue with
old
that one,
though.
Trent. The
Yeah.
guy has
Offensive
he's
line too.
injury issues, but injury issues himself. Like, so like what I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
That wasn't a dark horse. That's just one that
I think Nick Chubb will get overdrafted now, to be honest.
probably. Well,
And Mixon will probably get underdrafted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he's on the non-football. Yeah, so other guys, dark horses, maybe. Man, I'm just having trouble not getting like super high on all these Bears guys. DeAndre Swift, DJ Moore, who I have on my list every single year. But DeAndre, I
think
think
Adunze is going too high though, Trent.
Maybe
it's going like wide receiver 35.
People are super high on Adunze, and I don't know if he hasn't really done anything yet, right? Like
he's had some flashes of really good games, but that's about it.
Yeah. That whole Washington, college team of Odunze, Polk, Penix, like what wide receiver's been the best in that? Has it been the guy at the Fresno kid who's playing for the Bucks?
Yeah, I mean, he's had the best.
Is Nick Millen the best guy so far from
last year he was probably, but I mean, there's a lot.
Yeah.
I think Odunze still ends up.
Polk's acting like he wants to get released by the Patriots, so that's just a weird thing. If you follow that on Instagram, like
Trent, do you think it's weird that Darnell Mooney is going so low?
Is he going low? I figured he'd be going higher.
Where do you think he's going?
Wide receiver 35.
Oh, he's going like in the low 40s, early 50s.
Okay, I would have thought he'd go a little higher than that. Penix did come out and say that he's be throwing Kyle Pitts the ball a lot, though. So
he's wide receiver 48
ready to be hurt again
right now.
That seems really low.
Yeah, I think the Falcons' offense is going to be good. I think Drake London's another guy who could potentially show up and be a wide receiver one. Like, I really like this Falcons offense as well. So you can get him fairly cheap too. Outside of London, they're all Bajan. They're all pretty cheap. You guys saw that Bijan said his name is pronounced Bajan, right?
Yeah. The problem is I saw him say it's Bajan, but it's like the guy went out and made Bijan mustard. Like, don't act like he should have done this a long time ago.
Or you should have said it right when people were calling him Bijan and be like, it's not. He went out
and signed a Bijan mustard deal when he was in college. Bijan mustard, and now he's saying it's Bajan.
Yeah, I don't know. Just thought I'd share that.
No, I did see it though. I didn't hear how he was pronouncing it though. So it is Bajan.
Bajan.
Yeah, that's to be hard for me to.
How come I don't believe that?
No, do you agree though, Seth, with like the whole mustard thing? Like he should have just like not.
He's chasing the bag.
I get it. Speaking of chasing the bag, Seth, you got any tip stories you want to tell us or anything? Like I feel like we're turning into a huge like anti-tipping pod.
Yeah, big companies. I get it. They want to like tip their employees and stuff, so like they can maybe pay them less. I don't know, but this is so garbage. Okay, Chipotle just opens about 5 minutes from my work. Okay, so like this is perfect. I can just order online, and it has a Chipotle lane. Okay, it's like a drive-through for Chipotle, except you don't order at the window. You order online. You just drive up to the window. Show them your confirmation number and they hand you the bag. Okay. So I'm going to check out on my phone and it's like tip. And I'm like, okay. And it has 3 options, 1, 3, and 5. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to tip anything because no one is serving me. I'm not sitting at a table, I'm picking up food. There's no one's driving it to my house. It's not a driver, it's not a third party driver. I'm driving myself, and I go to click other, and you can't click 0 3 times and click OK. So you can't tip nothing. So I'm like, hey, this is bogus. Like, since when has this become a policy that you have to tip? Like, this is crazy. So I just tip 1 cent. Okay. Call me a loser And if you think I'm a loser, you're a loser. Okay. Because I'm not tipping someone who's literally doing their job. Okay. I'm sorry. The table service is going above and beyond than what you're supposed to be doing. Okay. Because sure, maybe they take your order, they hand you their food, but they also come back and like, hey, how's your food? They talk to you, they do all this stuff. This person literally is, I mean, bless their heart. I'm glad I'm glad they like their job and they do it well. My bowl was great. They just went to a station, shuffled some food into a bowl, put a tin thing over it, put it in a bag with my sticker on it, and handed me out the window. You think I'm going to tip that? No.
I think you guys should start asking for tips when you sell fruit, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe I should just start asking for tips for this pod, Trent. When you post this clip on the internet, be like, hey, tip us.
We need to get like a buy me
Well,
coffee.
if we did live YouTube streams, we could actually do that.
We should go live. We have to figure out how to do that. I don't know if it's Thursday Night Football or what it is, but we should go live again. We've only done that once. It was fun.
That would be really cool because people could donate and then we could do dumb stuff if they donate.
Yeah. Right now we're just doing dumb stuff for free.
I know, totally. We could be making money.
Huge
like
ripoff.
Phil could be like, hey, eat that whole thing of like Cheeto Puffs for $5 and Phil would totally do it.
Oh yeah. I do it yeah. So I like the creativity, Seth, of you doing 1 penny. I think that's very creative. I wonder if they're going to start doing like dollar minimum. Like a penny is just kind of a.
Well, Trent,
they can't force you to tip for what it's worth.
They can't. So they can't.
Yeah,
you literally can. You can't order your food without tipping.
And it's really awkward to be like, how do I just not tip? That's kind of
you have to tip a cent. Like you have to tip 1 cent.
That's crazy.
And so the crazy part is there's 3 numerals there. So like you have to either click 0 3 times to make it 0, but you literally can't enter in 3 zeros. It doesn't let you do it.
Yeah. I did the same thing with the churro guy last week.
You don't type 001. You have to move your cursor all the way to the last cent thing and then click 1. Because if you just click 1 when nothing's selected, it does $1. Yeah. It is so backwards, and they did it on purpose just so people are annoyed and just do the automatic $1 tip.
They probably it's probably a ton of $1 tips.
Oh, it's so bogus. And think about it. If 100 people are rolling through that thing, it's $100 extra bucks. That's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
No, it's pretty. Yeah, it's the tipping culture has gotten out of hand. It's no longer a jar. It's asking you a million times if you want to do it.
So. Yeah, I'm not afraid to say no, and and it's fine, but I'm not saying I'm not tipping someone who actually has a tipping job though. Okay. That's different.
Yeah. Well, I was going to talk about this new Chipotle sponsorship we were dealing with, but probably won't do that now. Probably isn't going to happen. Do you guys want to do, we do this one a lot. We could see if something's changed. We could just do our top 4, Mount Rushmore of draft party foods. You want to just do that right now where it's kind of the season? Then we could wrap it up here.
Sure.
That's it. Yeah.
Sure.
Mine are usually about the same, but
everyone's are the same, but it's decent.
Mm-hmm. I'll go first. Okay. Why not?
Go for it.
Go, Seth.
Okay. Jalapeno poppers. I always say this one. Okay. Fire. Absolute fire food. When I was a picky little kid, I still don't, I'm not a big fan of cream cheese, but like cream cheese and a jalapeno popper wrapped with bacon, that's really good. Okay. So there's my number 1. I'm going to go with like the little ham and Swiss sliders, those little things with they put the garlic butter on top. Man, that's also good. It's my number 2. That slaps. Is it called like ham and Swiss sliders? Is that what they're called?
I think that's what they're called. Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. Number 3, I think I have to go with like a classic, like a hot dog or like a hot link, like hot dog. Like those are always classic draft foods. They're on there. I'm not going to be like Phil and put, or you guys, but chili cheese on my hot dog. That's a freak thing that people do. I don't do that. I just put ketchup and mustard on my hot dog. Okay.
Do you actually put ketchup on your hot dog? I thought you were like a mustard only guy.
It depends. It depends. Like if I want to eat, 2 hot dogs, one will have ketchup and mustard, and one will just have mustard. I feel like I can overdose on ketchup. I know you
Let's see.
can't, Trent.
I put the same stuff on my hot dog. I honestly though, when it comes to hot dogs, I pretty much put every condiment on that's there usually. So I'll do
Including
like
mayonnaise?
mustard. Yeah, if mayonnaise are there, I'll put it on. Yeah.
Oh
So
my gosh.
is
that is
mayonnaise on a
insane.
hot dog that strange though? I feel like more people do that now.
Maybe it's more normal. I don't know.
I feel like I see that more though, but I'll do ketchup, mustard, relish, and then I'll do like hot Bajan mustard on there as well. Sometimes, like I usually pretty much just everything that's there. Like even when I go to Costco, I'll ask for the onions, put the onions on there. Like I haven't had sauerkraut; it's not as popular as much anymore, but I'll put that on too if that's available. I kind of just put it all on.
That's fair. We get it. You're a
Yeah.
freak. So in my last food on the list, anything and just any kind of like steak cut. I don't know if that's at every draft, but
Steak.
it's been to a few drafts. So I've been to where it's there's been a barbecue and people have cooked some sort of meat and it's been good.
All right, I'm gonna go with. It's hard to just go with against pizza, wings. I think nachos is a good one, Jordan. I did nachos at a draft a few years ago.
I was
good.
gonna say that. Yeah, I was gonna.
I think a nacho bar at a draft is slept on and needs to be more normalized. Like I think a nacho draft's a big
With
deal.
a lot of ground beef.
Yes, the problem is if you put the cheese on too soon, everyone's everybody's chips are soggy, so you almost need to do that extra. But I rolled it all out on the counter, and we had a nacho bar with it all set up. But I think I need to just bring back the nacho bar to where it's just separate like that. So I said, what did I say? I say pizza and nachos. Is that what I
Wings.
said?
Said
Pizza.
wings.
I'll throw pizza in there too. Pizza is probably a pretty standard base there. So pizza, wings, nachos, and I think you should chase it all down with some cookies. Like have little cookies, for something sweet at the end. For that like 8th round. When people are getting a little tired, maybe something like that. So get something sweet in there as well. Jordan, you're pretty similar to what I have right there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go wings, jalapeno poppers.
I don't think I've ever had jalapeno poppers at a draft.
Really?
At a draft, no. Maybe at a Super Bowl party, but at a Super Bowl party, never had a draft though. At a fantasy football draft, I've never had jalapeno poppers.
Interesting.
And I don't think you have either, Seth.
I have.
I
like last one actually.
I like the
I brought
the
them.
nacho Trent, the nacho bar. I was gonna say that the nachos you did, that was awesome. Then I'll go those ham and the ham and sliders on the Hawaiian rolls. Those are really good too.
So, all right, guys. Well, I think that kind of does it. This is our last. Would you say last non-football month? Is that accurate to say?
I mean, we got football on Thursday. It'll be last day of the month.
Yeah, 31st. Yeah. So, all right. Well, August is around the corner. Drafts will be coming. Give us a tag on X. Any of the draft food you have, stuff like that. TFF dudes. We will see you next time, guys. Take care. And as always, take care.
And take care as always.
Yeah. Seth, shut up.